This sequence is designed to target most muscles around your midsection area, which means that you're going to be challenging this area. If you have sensitivities, you may want to be cautious and not push yourself for the full repetitions. But take my word, if you're able to complete this sequence without any pain, your midsection is stable, is strong. You will be able to run, jump, and perform a lot of movements that are potentially going to demand this area of your body to be strong, but at the same time, you will have minimized the risk of potentially having an injury while performing these movements. The equipment that we will use today are a few, and I will run through with you. As you notice, there is a Swiss ball here, and you will need to have one. The size of it does not matter, but having one is useful. I prefer to work with a very inflated one, but working with a less inflated one has its benefits as well. Second one, you will need an elevated surface, a box will do, and if you have access to a Pilates circle, that will be nice as well, as we'll do 2 exercises with a circle. If you don't have one, that's fine, you can just skip these exercises, and a band of small size will also be useful. Just to let you know that the last exercise of this sequence is the real killer. So once we get there, be ready. I will let you know when we're doing the last one. But we're going to start with no equipment in a plank position. So regular plank, either arm straight or forearms, and sending your heels back, tailbone tucked under, and you stay here. If you want to perform some circles to warm up a little bit your wrist, you can do that. Lean forwards and backwards, rolling a little bit on top of your toes. And now you drop your heels to one side and to the other, and you alternate from side to side. Next time you go to the first side, you lift the opposite foot, and second side and lift the foot. Next time you go to one side, you lift the side of the foot that you move towards, and you hold both feet down, second side. And down. 2 more times on each side. Down. Second side. Down. First side. Down. Second side. Down. From there, lift the foot. Bring the foot down, lift the second foot. Bring it down, lift the first foot, come into fingers of the opposite hand, hand to the side, hands down, feet down, lift the foot, lift fingers, release, feet down, first side, lift the foot, fingers, one finger, feet down, lift, hands down, feet down. One more time. Lift, foot, fingers, hands, feet down. Hands, feet down. From there, push into downward dog. Knees bend. And plank, lift foot, lift finger, elbow to knee, 3 times. Hands down. Second side. Lift foot, lift elbow to knee. Reset, downward dog. Back into plank, lift to one foot, opposite hand, knee to elbow. Reset, lift foot, lift hand, knee to elbow. Downward dog. And plank, knee to elbow. Lift foot, lift hand, knee to elbow. And release. We are going to move into using a band, so bring the band around your feet and lie on the side. And from there, you start pulses, navel in, long torso, hold at the top, and pulses. Hold at the top, and forward, backwards. And go back and hold, hip square, and forwards, backwards. And back and hold. And release, second side. Pulses. Hold. And pulses. Hold. Forwards, backwards. And hold with the heel going back. And forwards, backwards. And hold. And release. Next one, we're going to move to the Copenhagen planks, and we will be needing the elevated surface. So find a stable surface, because if it is unstable you may still be able to do the exercises, but it will be a lot harder. So with a stable surface, find the height also that is appropriate for you, because the higher you go, the harder you will have to work. And from here on a side plank, you will press the top foot on the box in my case, and you will keep your hips neutral. In order to keep your hips neutral, you will need to tuck the tailbone under, most likely, and send the top hip a little bit forward, as the tendency is for the exact opposite to happen. From there, knee to elbow. And next one, pulses. Hold and release. Second side, I will be facing away from you now. Before you take the lower leg off, press firmly with the top leg and slowly take the lower leg off. Knee to elbow. And pulses. And hold. And release. For the next exercise, we will be using the Swiss ball. So get hold of it and lie on your back. Notice that I'm keeping my hips fairly close, and feet on top of the Swiss ball. Lift your hips up, and from there you straighten your legs and you bend them, trying to not to keep your hips up. The tendency will be for the hips to drop as you bring the ball towards you. Use your hands firmly on the floor. And lower the hips down. We're going to do this exercise again, but you have the option of having only one foot on the ball, or continuing with the same 2 feet on the wall version that we've just done. I don't need to say which one is harder. So tuck the tailbone under, come up and straighten and bend one knee or 2 knees. If you're having 2 feet, continue. and release. Recover your breath. And we will do one more of the same. If you're doing with one leg at a time, keep going. It might be the case that you can't do with one leg for a few repetitions and then you have to switch for two legs. So that's also a possibility. So hips up, lift one leg and continue. Switch. And release. Lower. Now we're coming to the section where we will be using the circle. So you lie on your back. Circle on the inside of the ankles and pulses. And you go to one side and continue. And you go to the second side and continue. And release, circles, toes pointing towards the ceiling, change direction, bring the legs a little bit lower, circles again, and change direction. And legs even lower, circles. And change direction. And release. Feet on the inside, pulses. And from there, bend your knees, come up, extend and bend your knees 3 times, lower down, bend your knees, come up on the side, bend and straighten your knees 3 times. Lie on your back, bend your knees, come up, lie on your back, come up, second side, bend and straighten your knees. Last one, come up, last one, nice. And as I promised you, we will do a killer one at the end. and the end is now. So you will get back the Swiss ball, and you will place your feet on top. The lower leg will be in front, the top leg will be behind, and you will come up and you will stay. You may need a little bit of support for your hands, so give yourself something to support yourself. If you don't, good for you. Hand on the pelvis. Now, if you want a little challenge, send the ball away and come in. And slowly lower and come to the second side. Remember, lower leg in front, back leg behind. Use any support you need for your top hand to find stability, and slowly you can free. And if you want, again, you can do the pulses here by sending the ball away from your hand. And release. That's it. As you could see, that was a workout for me as well. If it was for you, I hope you enjoyed it. And as I said in the very beginning, prevention can go a long way. Nothing will guarantee that you will not get injured, but improving the strength of the muscles that we addressed in this sequence, as well as the way that they are synchronized in terms of firing, which was achieved through a lot of the exercises, especially the knees to elbow, will go a long way to reduce the chances of us having any problems in the area. Take care.